G'day folks, welcome to the latest instalment of the Brothers Weekly Wrap. This week, a little bit to catch up on, having missed out last week. Going back, we played Yarrabah in a game that caused a few injuries in the A-grade match. Unfortunately, club captain Robbie Swain was knocked into next week by some friendly fire, but in a positive sign, Swain has bounced back and he's all fit and healthy again, as you'd imagine he would be rather quickly, being the tough old boot that he is. But unfortunately we have lost young hooker Jaden Gill for the remainder of the season. He copped a bit of an unfortunate injury as a result of a tackle, and he actually fractured his C1 vertebra. So he spent the night up in hospital, and it's quite a sobering thought to think if he had been left out there to continue on with the game, what might have happened. But we wish Jaden all the best for a speedy recovery, and I'm sure he'll be back bigger, better and stronger to start the season next year. It was a good day out against Yarrabah as they travelled over to our home ground. It was the first time this year that we've been able to secure wins in all 4 grades on the day, so congratulations to all those guys involved. Following the Yarrabah wins, we turned our attention to an away fixture up at the showground as we took on Mossman Sharks. They didn't get off to the greatest starts as our second division side unfortunately succumbed 16 points to 46 in Mossman's favour. Unfortunately there was quite a number of really late withdrawals to mean that we went into the game underdone and under strength, but never mind, the boys have got a couple of weeks to prepare for their next hit out, and they'll be keen to run into the finals with a few victories under their belt. Our under-18 side, they're victorious. They got up 38 points to 28. I know that Bobby Berg, their coach, isn't overly impressed with the 28 points scored against, but he was certainly happy with the 38 points that we did score, which included one of the tries of the year, straight out of the State of Origin manual for flickbacks of a grubber kick from Daniel Solian to young under-16 player playing up Chris Rodman, who was joining on the spot. It was fantastic footy, and the under-18s never ceased to impress with their ad-lib style of footy. That led into reserve grade. Again, reserve grade got away with the win. They did what they needed to do. They performed well to get the 44 points to 34 victory over a very gallant Sharky side who just wouldn't go away. They just kept on coming and kept on coming and made our boys work right through to the final whistle. I'm sure Callan will be very keen to get a few extra hands on deck this week as players return from some injury and work commitments as well. That turned our attention to the A-grade clash. What promised a fair bit, unfortunately didn't quite deliver. We were able to run out pretty comfortable 90 points to 6 victors in the end. But that was certainly a scoreline that was quite welcome as far as our for and against goes. It allowed us to bridge the gap that Tully and Innisfail and Ivanhoe's have been able to stretch across us on for and against. Obviously an 84-point win was something to be pleased about, but it was all the little things that we did well that really contributed to us winning that game. And there's a lot of great performances across the board. It was fantastic to see Bobby Bagnoni after the week before get a number of runs under his belt. He charged hard all day, and enthusiasm was never an issue with him. Benny Shell I thought was enormous up front. He certainly carries tough. And then a lot of the usual suspects, Maipele Morshoe, Denzel King, they were fantastic. Adam Kelly was good again, and Jolie Reith-Muller earned himself an early break at the end of the game as well. That week done and dusted, and our attention now turns towards Atherton this week. Atherton's probably dropped into a little bit of a lull the last couple of weeks. They've had a heap of injuries as well, so they've been short on troops, but I'm sure they'll start getting a few back as of this week. And I know that from their president, Daryl Day, that they're certainly keen to put in a good performance this week. Daryl's been reliably informing me for a few weeks now that they're going to beat us this week, so I know for a fact that they'll be up for the challenge, and especially in new surrounds. The game will actually be played out at Ravenside Junior Rugby League grounds. The game was always scheduled to be played there. It hasn't been moved there after the recent tragedy, but those recent events certainly add a lot of weight and emotion to the performances of the tableland sides this weekend, and we know without a shadow of a doubt that we're going to have to put our best foot forward in all grades if we expect to come away with wins this weekend. That's about it for this week. Hopefully we come to you next week with plenty of positive results, and until then, go the fish.